Namaste. The light within me sees and recognizes the light within you. This is the 6 senses meditation. Each of the 5 main physical senses give rise to sensation and feeling. The 6th sense is the mind itself. These sensations and feelings give rise to what's called the 5 aggregates. These 5 aggregates, the sensations, feelings, emotions, and physical forms that take place within the 5 senses, causes us to desire more of what we like, to be averse to what we do not like, or to have neutral feelings. So during the 5 senses meditation, not only are we honing in on the physical organs of the sensations, but we're increasing our awareness of each sense and then developing and sharpening the mind so that when forms, sensations, feelings, and events do arise, we don't cling or become averse. We'll start with the eyes, the main of the 5 senses. So sight is what we place our most onus on in the senses. So you can come to a comfortable seated position. If your back is too weak to sit up, you lay down. Then when your back has healed, you begin to sit up again. During this process, you will be in a constant process of strengthening the muscles around your spine and the central nervous system itself. Close the eyes and then focus on the physical organ of the eye. So first you focus on the round physical organ, then you bring your attention to the color of the eye. Then you bring your attention to the retina of the eyeball. You pay attention to the retinas. Now you say, where does the sight take place and where does the sight register? Now take a minute just to focus on just the sense of sight. Good. Buddha says when the spiritual practitioner properly understands his teachings, the teachings of the Dharma, one becomes disenchanted with sight. In other words, when you understand what the Buddha's teachings is, when you see something beautiful, you do not become attached. And when you see something that's ugly, you do not become averse. Because when we become averse, it begins to cause ill will. And ill will in Pali, the definition literally means to brush against. It means to crash against. So because we don't want to experience things that we don't like, that causes ill will, which causes us to clash. Then if we clash because of karma, it comes back. So it causes us harm. So now the second main sense is the hearing. And we'll close the eyes and then bring your attention to the physical organs of the ears. Now you have the skin on the outside of the head, and then it wraps around, there's a tunnel that wraps around, or a funnel that wraps around the outside of the ear. and then goes into the inner earlobe, and then inside the inner ear, and then there's the eardrum. Now, the higher vibrational sounds will hit a different part of the earlobe than the lower vibrational sounds. And if you get good at this, you can tell what's happening in the angelic realms and what's happening in the lower realms. So you can start to hear the different types of vibrations and where they hit on the ear. Then you feel, where do I hear the hearing, and where does the hearing register? Let's take a minute to focus on the physical organs of the ears. Good. Slowly come out of the meditation and continue the mental volition of paying attention to the sense of hearing. Now, the mind normally, for the average person, places its third onus on the sense of smell. And the sense of smell is the organ of the nose. So first you bring your awareness and your attention to the physical nose. Close the eyes. Then you inhale in through the nose and you pay attention to the air as it comes in. Now there are senses all around the nose, and you have the maxillary sinuses, the sinus cavities. So you have sinuses that go all the way up into your temples, sinuses that go into the jaw, sinuses that go into the space between the nose and the jawbone. And then you have main senses, the sphenoid senses. So you have senses on the top of the nose, and then even higher than that in the forehead. So when you breathe in, you should be able to feel the nerve ganglia and where the sense of smell takes place. Then you see if you can feel where am I smelling the smell, and where is the smell registering. Let us meditate for a minute. Good. Slowly come out of the meditation of smell and see if you can still give your onus onto the sense of smell. See how long you can pay attention to the sense of smell. The mind naturally puts the fourth onus on taste. The organ of taste is the tongue. So now you bring your awareness and your attention to the physical organ of the tongue. The tongue has taste buds. It goes all the way from the tip and it even goes down the throat a little bit. Then you pay attention to where are you tasting the taste and where is the taste registering. Now let's meditate on the physical organ of the tongue and the sense of taste. Slowly coming out of the meditation, and then you see how long you can maintain your awareness of the physical organ of the tongue and the sense of the smell. Now, the body puts its fifth emphasis on feeling. And the mind puts its fifth emphasis on feeling for the average mind. And the physical organ of feeling is the skin. So now bring your awareness to the organ of the skin. Then bring your awareness to the sensation of feeling. Now, where do you feel the feeling and where does the feeling register? Let us meditate on the sense of feeling. Slowly come out of the meditation and see how long you can be aware of the sense of feeling. Now, after the 5 main senses, we begin to turn our focus away from the 5 gross senses and inwards towards the 6th sense, which is the mind. So the place where all the senses register, that is the mind. When we begin to turn our senses inwards towards the mind, it is the beginning of a pratyahara. Pratyahara is the 5th limb in Raja Yoga, and it's considered to be the lost limb. And here we are turning the awareness of the senses inwards towards realization of the self. And a Buddha says that in order to meditate, one must have a settled mind. And settling the mind can take years of practice. So now let's meditate on the 6th sense of mind. Now, coming out of the meditation, see how long that you can harness and pay attention to the 6th sense of the mind. Now, when we're focusing on the 6th sense of the mind, we might notice that thoughts arise. Now, these thoughts that arise, they're intangible. They're not actually physically manifest. But you can tell the quality of your mind by the quality of thoughts that it's producing. And as you pay attention to the 5 senses, you'll notice that constantly different sensations are arising in the different senses. So what you're doing is you're peeling back the desire and the aversion for the physical forms. And as you increase the concentration, you might be able to catch yourself before you go into a state of anxiety or worry or fear or doubt. Now, if we're having thoughts, negative thoughts, angry thoughts, doubtful thoughts, fearful thoughts, this should be recognized during the meditation. Then the meditator should make an effort to purify these thoughts or to generate wholesome, beneficial, virtuous thoughts. If one constantly has negative thoughts and takes negative actions, that is negative karma that will manifest in their life. So when we create virtuous thoughts, happy thoughts, we're beginning to create merit and positive karma. If you have any questions or comments, please place them in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching, and God bless us all.